As usual, we'll have a brief business meeting. We'll follow by AP announcements, then our usual tips, tricks, show and tell, deal or dud, and then our great operations team headed by Mr. Davis, Mr. Rainey, will be cooking burgers and hot dogs for us, and I'm sure we'll have a wonderful time. By the way, let's give the operations team a big hand for all their hard work. So, one thing I did forget, we're going to have the video of the English Railroad prior to the buffet. And for the buffet, and I'll remind you again, but we want to go around to the right of the layout back here and swing around and come counterclockwise to the serving line. As always, I want to ask thank the Texas Western for letting us meet here. And Daryl, do you have any announcements? We know that, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
With the microphone.
Yeah, we've got our, I gave you a piece of paper.
You're on.
Test. Okay. We've got our garage sale this next Saturday from noon until 4. So we'll be opening the doors at noon, so be here at noon to get the best deals. We've probably got more stuff this time than we've ever had for one of the garage sales. So we've got a lot of things, kits, cars, all kinds of things that I know that you need. We appreciate you guys being here, and we happen to have some memberships, I think, still available. If you're interested, come out. 2 or 3 left, so be sure and come out and join us, and thanks for coming.
Thank you, Daryl. Do we have any new members or guests with us today? No new members or guests? Okay, I want to take a minute, though. Hey, Wyatt, would you stand up, please? I've been congratulating you. Wyatt Cook is the Youth Award winner for this year, and I wanted everybody to get ahead to say hello and give you a round of applause. So thank you. The treasurer's report. Grind's not here again this month. He's got some issues going on with his house that he's haven't worked on. But in the whistle, he laid out he gave a report, and I'll repeat it again. The May 1st balance was $8,048.50. We had receipts of $104. We had expenditures of $816.93, and we ended the month with a balance of $7,335.57. The CD continues to earn interest at PNC Bank, and the current total is $23,012.99. Mike.
What did we spend $800 on?
We had a contribution to Texas Western of $500 that accounted for most of that balance. I also want to make an announcement. Jared Roberts, who I don't think is here today, has assumed the duties of webmaster, taking over for Steve Gratke. Steve and Jared have been working together over the last 3 or 4 months to make this transition very smooth. So far, it's gone extremely well, and I want to give a shout out to Steve Gratke. He became the webmaster. Mike Mackey had appointed him webmaster 3 or 4 years ago, and Steve took that duty on and was very anxious to learn everything he could about creating a website. And when I took over, I asked him to stay on, and he continued to improve the website, where now this website's probably one of the better ones in the NMRA. He's also been very influential in providing guidance and support to the other team members, leadership team members of the division. So although he's not here today, he's having some health issues. We want to wish him well and a speedy recovery. So Steve, thank you very much. Hopefully you're listening on Zoom. And speaking of Zoom, do we have any Zoom members David? Okay. So, hey, Bob Magrum, thank you. Great whistle for the month. And Joe Lysing, good to see you. For you to be attending. And don't worry, Eric is going to talk about the Blues Express. And speaking of the Blues Express, and Eric, you want to talk about the upcoming convention?
Okay, everybody, we're less than 2 weeks away now to the Blues Express. So it's coming up, not this coming week, but next week. So please, if you haven't got in your reservation, please do. It's going to be in Baton Rouge. It's going to be a great time. There's lots of good clinics. There's some nice operating sessions. I got an email from Speed this week. There's still a few open spots in some of the operating sessions. So if you have an opportunity, please try to get in on that. The other thing, you can just go out to the website and get to the registration. I think we're past the early registration that closed on the 25th of May, but there's still time to get in there. So if you're planning on going, please come. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, hopefully you all got an email from me yesterday. I'm looking for more layout photos to use as the header on the monthly emails that we send out. So if you have photos, please send them to me. They can't be copyrighted. They can't have, name markers on them, because if we publish them, then they have to be free of any royalty. Steve?
Do they have to be local?
No, but if you do somebody else's layout, please make sure you have permission for us to post it.
We've all seen my stories.
Yeah, but if you have more of Rod Stewart's that were never published that you want to send us, that would be pretty cool too. And so just if you have photos, please send them to me. I know I sent everybody an email in the group's IO, so you should be able to get that. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Mr. Brannon, if I may.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah, on the subject of the upcoming Blues Express convention, if anybody has an interest in attending Dwayne Richardson's Speeder Shed Make and Take, or Eric Smith's clinic on how to use 3D software for model railroading, there are still a few seats available. So if you have an interest, sign up soon. Those clinics will ultimately expire. So don't wait. Get your name on the list and you'll be able to have that enjoyment at the convention. Thank you.
Okay, so other upcoming events in the local area. And most of this is on the website, so please check the website for details. But you have the Spring Creek Model Railroad Train Show up in Dessler, Nebraska. That's coming up on July 5th and 6th. The National Convention is coming up in Novi, Michigan on July 14th through the 19th. And we have the Austin Train Show coming up on August 23rd and 24th. And in September on the 21st and 22nd is the annual Central Texas Area Model Railroaders Convention. And then, of course, for the fall Plano Train Show, that is September 27th through the 28th. So mark your calendars on those. Division announcements. Mike, you got anything on AP?
Well, I got something else.
Okay, go.
On your shout outs, Chris Mahan had an accident and he is in the hospital with getting his, he had a broken leg in 2 places, I believe. And so he's in recovery. So we want to shout out to Chris for that. Also, I believe it's Mr. Jenner's birthday today. Is that correct, Thomas? Is today your birthday? Yes. It's not your birthday today? No, okay, never mind.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any other birthdays? Just thought I'd pass one out today. Now then.
Sure.
Okay. Dwayne, you're the fearless leader of regional AP. I'll let you lead, and then I'll follow up.
Is this on?
Yes, it is.
No, it's not picking up back here.
Talk louder.
Yeah, go to the front.
Or use the front one.
Let me do this. Okay. All right. I see how this works. AP stuff, we don't have any new ones to hand out this month. However, we've had several turned in. Eric gave me his golden spike. We also kibitzed on his scenery a little bit, and he's like really close to getting that one. We've gotten one or two in for Mr. Brannon. I've got a couple for Cranda that are in the works. I got golden spike back here for Mr. Archer. So it's shaping up like next month ought to be a really good month. We've got a week to go. My deadline to national is the 20th. So if you've got any paperwork you want to get to me, get it to me by like Thursday, and that'll give me a day or so to process it and get it in the pipeline. So also I will be working with Speed some this afternoon. We're going to get my issue around Discord resolved. And one of the things I'm going to help him start doing is beta testing the new online AP way you can submit paperwork. So that one's going to be a really nice boom for us, because basically you'll log in and log into the NMRA website, and then there are just a bunch of things you can tick and check and whatever right there online and submit your paperwork straight to me via your phone. Operating sessions, you don't have to take your logs with you and everything else and get people to sign off on it. You just take your phone in and go, hey, I did 3 hours as a road engineer, and just have the guy tick off on it and all that. So we're going to be getting that into test here pretty quick. And that means as you send stuff to me, it can go even faster than we're doing it now, which is always a good thing. And I think I've got paperwork coming from you. Yes, sir? Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. So yeah, it's shaping up to be a good month, but you got another few days to get it to me. So if you've got anything, let me know. Mike, you want to?
Hey, Dwayne, I got a question. Will previously awarded certificates be on the app?
Should be, yeah. Because it should have all, I mean, that's my understanding that it should have your entire journey logged in.
Okay.
This. So I will double check that with Speed and find out.
That's a great question, and it's a good idea if it's not. So
Yeah.
we need to incorporate that.
Exactly. And something else too that I think would be good to point out. The AP isn't something, because I've had people actually tell me this, because I do it, but I'm 77 years old. My layout's done. I can't do all of that over. And I'm like, what makes you think you need to do it over? You don't have to. I solemnly swear that I plan to participate in the achievement program. It doesn't work that way. I don't care if you built it in the crib. If it's good enough to merit, it's good enough to merit. Let's judge what you've already done. So, yeah, it looks like it's broken again. Yeah, Mike was just trying to say back there that now mine's not working.
Speak up.
Yeah, evidently. Here we go. Well, maybe not. So anyway, you can claim any of the work that you've ever done. Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, as long as you got somebody that was there that can sign off, you did your hours. Yeah. Oh yeah. So and that can be challenging sometimes, depending on what you
check.
It's back and forth.
Yeah. So at any rate, if you've got work you've already done, if you've got a layout at home that's mostly scenic and up and operating and all of that, you're probably a good way down the path and don't really even know it yet. Mike and I were reviewing a document written by Jack Hamilton out in the Pacific Northwest region, talking about how they've been doing stuff, and they have really been out on the leading edge of promoting the AP and their region. And it was a really well-written document. And they're talking about committees together to go out and visit.
Your microphone just went off.
Yeah. So at any rate, we may be looking at trying to do something like that here, where we can go and help people out. Let's try this one. It's hardwired.
Yeah, go to the hard one. Thank you.
How's that? Much better.
Much better.
Much better. All right. Friends, I'm in need of your attention. So before we pass the offering plate, at any rate, what we're going to be trying to do around here is between the app and between what Mike and I have been talking about, we want to try to make it a little easier on everybody to get some paperwork in. If you don't want to bring something up here, we can always make arrangements and we can come by and visit you at your house. There are some things that you can't bring here. Scenery is a good example of that one. Now, Mr. Archer's doing something a wee bit different with that, and Mike, I'll leave that one for you to talk about. You know, there are things that we do have to come by and check out. There are things that we can still do remotely. Structures, cars, motive power, we have to see those in person. But scenery, we can do that remotely. Golden Spike, we can do that remotely. So we could do those, you know, via a Zoom call or, you know, some sort of video call, Jetson style. So there's a lot that can be done. We can accommodate most situations. So if you've got any interest at all in improving your modeling and getting better at your craft, I cannot recommend getting into the achievement program any more than I have been for months and months and months. It will make you better at what you do. If you got any questions, get a hold of me. Mr. Mackey, would you like to continue on with the division stuff?
Premise?
You taking lessons from Dave back there?
Yes.
First off, it's come to my attention that some people totally misunderstood my last meeting whenever I stood up here and started calling out people individually. It was to motivate them, not to put them on the spot, and it was certainly done in fun, not in any kind of a situation where I was trying to pick on anybody or anything like that or cause angst. So forgive me if you misunderstood. Second, if you haven't seen a submission for Golden Spike or whatever, I urge you to step into the other room in here. Mr. Archer has set up something that he did 9 years ago, maybe not as a member of the NMRA, but just like Dwayne was talking about, it is past work that is acceptable, and he's turned it in for his Golden Spike. He's bringing in the other half of it next month that will give him enough square footage to do his scenery. So he'll have his scenery turned in next month. Mr. Pearson has got paperwork he's accumulating. He should have it in short order. Mr. Ogden is turning in author. I've got a bunch of you folks I've been in contact with. You're doing a great job. We're really proud of all the stuff you're doing. We want to really boost and get the AP program thriving. On a personal note, I wore this shirt today on the outgoing because I've got 2 more weeks as Western District Director, and then I will no longer be in that position. So I'll have once in a lifetime limited edition business cards that you can have, and I'll be selling those for later if you'd like to contribute to the Mackey Fund on that one. So, does anybody, sir? In the box. Wait a minute, I can do that.
Oh,
right
here.
now.
Good, yeah. Hey, in all sincerity, you've done a great job as Western Director.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Thank you.
we were proud to have you coming from the Cowcatcher division
Well,
into
thank
that
Appreciate
position, corporate.
And I'll still be around, and if anybody needs any help or guidance or has questions, feel free. I'm here as an open book and a resource, so I'll be happy to help you out. Let's see. I'm still got my finger on the pulse of what's happening. I've been told that I might be drafted to do something else on a national level for the organization, to do something else, but it'd be an appointed position, so we'll see what happens. And our fearless leader, Mr. Robinson, is just been checked out of the hospital. He's had some gallbladder issues, and he's part of the UK healthcare system. So he's in queue to be serviced, as they would say, across the pond. He's not in a life-threatening situation, so his doctor has him on the wait list. Apparently, there's only one person in Scotland that does MRIs, and they're on medical leave, so I don't know. But does anybody have any questions that they want to ask, or anything that I could help them with? Very good. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you, Mike. Let's move into question and answer periods. Anybody having an issue with their layout that they need help with? A particular problem they're having that they would like to tap into the resources in this room for some assistance? Daryl?
We need more members.
Okay, thank you. Anybody besides Daryl with a question? Okay, so I got one, and I've already got one suggestion that has been given me, but I'm looking for, I have a couple of bulkhead flat cars that I want to put a brick load on. And I need to print pallet loads of brick as they would appear on a bulkhead flat car. Now, someone's suggested that I can do 3D print those things, but I'm looking for other suggestions too.
Just regular brick, household brick?
Well, yeah, regular household brick, but I mean, I thought of brick paper right away, but brick paper's got laid in courses, so I can't use that because these are usually stacked vertically with a couple holes in the bottom third of the pallet to be picked up with a lift truck. So, Clarence.
How about using very thin strip wood that's the thickness of a brick and then scoring the edges of it and then where you got the hole in it, I know what you're talking about, just kind of cut back in there.
Okay, that's a possibility.
You'd have to have a bunch of layers, but, you know.
Okay, that's a good thought. Hadn't considered that. Say it again?
Already have the border groove.
Okay.
Well, then you just have to cut the vertical.
This is not on the building, it's up the road.
Okay, steel? Okay. That's a thought. David? Okay, that's another good option. That is easy. Daryl?
Doesn't Mr. Reich have a 3D scanner?
Yes.
Possibly convince him to go to a brickyard and scan a pile of bricks and then 3D print it?
Oh, I don't know if he's got a scanner. I thought you said printer.
Doesn't he have a scanner? I think he's got a scanner.
Okay,
He could scan a brick and then print it.
okay. Another good thought. Okay, very good. Anybody else got any other issues? So nobody else has any, I'm the only one with problems this month, right? Okay. Okay, so tips or tricks? Anybody got a tip or trick? Mike?
If you're looking to put cab shades on a locomotive, use aluminum foil. Then you can cut it to the shape, glue it, and then paint it whatever color you want. If it bends, so what? You bend it back. And it beats having the hard plastic that break off and you have to figure out how you're gonna put it back on there. Also, I learned this one from Mr. Pearson. If you're using rattle cans to paint something, shake it, put it in hot water, let it sit in hot water for a little bit, the can, so that the paint heats up, and then shake it again when you spray it. That the atomization of it is finer and sprays out in a much finer mist.
That's a great one. Anybody else have a tip or trick? Okay. So show and tell. How about show and tell? Who's got something for show and tell? Harold?
Well, yeah, it's not directly related, it's partially related. Those of you who've seen my layout know that it's about 98% finished. But thanks to some of the operators who've changed the way I look at things, Mike or Chris Atkins and stuff, I decided that I needed to do some changing of industries so the cars had the appropriate place to go. But I hadn't built kits in a while, and I needed some helpers. So, David, you want to show picture one? I got one helper who hadn't really been a big help, but wanted to see what was going on. So if David pulls it up, we were having a little trouble. We have helper number one, okay? And then her big brother got a little bit bored. David, That's a big boy. But this guy is.
That is a big brother.
But that's the big brother. And you notice how he's helping me by lying on parts that I haven't used yet.
He's heating them up for you.
For those of you who have cats, you know this is an issue. I had to change the lock on the door to the layout to keep them from helping when I didn't want help. But I thought that, you know, if you need help something, maybe with your AP, they can help you out. That's it.
Okay, how about other show and tell? That's it? Any other show and tell? Okay. I didn't bring this stuff with me this month. I didn't realize you were going to be here. Okay, but we'll do it next month. Okay, anything else on show and tell? Okay, how about deal or dud? Trapper, you want to come up here and do deal or dud? Please do.
Everybody got a ticket? Say yes.
Okay, so we have, for those of you who,
Halfway here, you got it.
for those of you who don't remember, deal or dud, we have gift certificates on model train crossing in Hearst. And there's a $25, $15, and $10 gift certificate. So, and then there's also a box with milk duds in it. And you're going to have the Western Division Director's business card in there too. The ex-business. Yeah, exactly. So, everybody got a red ticket when they walked in the door?
Come on, Jim. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna do the first one. We ready? 9406. Somebody.
9406.
All right. Just walk in there and get it, huh?
He was last one in and he's first ticket out. How's that work?
All right, which one?
Which one, Tom?
$25 gift certificate.
Yeah. I'd much rather have the gift certificate. Huh? No, this is mine.
All right, 9372. 9372.
9372.
Those are the last four digits?
Yep.
9372. Ah! All right. Yeah, look at Dad.
This may be a little unfair since I know.
Hand me the ticket. Come on, this is you. You won. Hey, pick which one. Dad, you got a $10.
$10 gift certificate at model train crossing.
Next one is 9373. You finally won it. I'm so proud of you. All right, which one?
Oh, look, another gift certificate.
All right, here's the last ticket.
Okay. $9374.
Okay,
Completely random.
the kicker is he earns this one.
Well, you get the business card too of the Western Director.
He deserved it. Got the dud. All right, thank y'all.
Okay, so
Just to add, for those of you know that didn't win, next time you're over there, thank them for supporting the division.
thank you, Dwayne. Well said. Okay, so business meeting's gone pretty quick, so let's move into the clinic. We'll do our 20-minute clinic, and then we'll take a break and start the buffet line after the clinic. So, sure, of course, David.
In the spring of 2016, Ken Fitzgerald and I went to England for a week. Train spotting, as the British call it, rail fanning, as we call it. On Ken's bucket list, we went to museums and such. On Ken's bucket list was the Romney, Hythe and Dymchurch Railroad, which I'd never heard of. And he had it in his book from the 1950s. And Ken had reached out to the head of engineering, and we got the most incredible behind-the-scenes look of this railroad. As you'll see, it's a 13.5-mile, 15-inch gauge model railroad. I say model railroad, it's not model. It's been around since pre-World War II, and I put together a travelogue, if you will, with music of the museum. And if you're ever over in England, I highly recommend you go visit this.
So this is an operating railroad?
Yes, sir. Take it away.
Use the mic.
What you saw in World War II, that was taken over by the British Army, where in the area around Dungeness, etc., there was concerns that the Germans might land there. So the Army took it over and they mounted Bofors machine guns on some of the cars, and just all 13 and a half miles constantly were driving around and looking for the Bosch. Yeah.
What was the railroad originally built for?
This was it.
Protection.
No. It was built by hobbyists from day one. I forget the name of the guy who started. It was started by one man who had more money than brains, and it was much smaller, but it expanded, and finished at 13 and a half miles. Now, what's interesting, I'll get right to you, Steve, that right-of-way was a railroad. It shut down in the 20s, and they pulled up, it was narrow gauge, but obviously wider than 15 inches. They pulled it all up and started the Romney, Hythe and Dymchurch. Yeah.
Does it do any freight?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm not saying they don't. They probably do when they're doing track work, you know, a flat car or something with rails, ties, etc., but they don't normally carry freight. It's all passenger. And I tell you what, we were there in April. It was pretty crowded. It was a beautiful day. But the head of engineering told us in the summer, long lines of people wanting to get in. It's considered one of the finest museums, just forget railroad museums, one of the finest museums in the country, mainly because it's not static. You get to do things. It moves. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
Okay,
Glad you
very
enjoyed it.
interesting, David. Thank you
Glad
much.
you enjoyed it. Thank you.